Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to day 30 of 30 Days of Q&A. So this is the final video. And so I was thinking, gosh, what's the number one most valuable, most important lesson that I could possibly leave you with? So I want to talk about this idea of creating a vision map. It's not really a secret anymore that the most successful entrepreneurs and Olympic athletes and people who change the world are masters at creating a vision and believing so strongly in the vision that sometimes it moves mountains around them. Steve Jobs famously had his reality distortion field that literally moved reality around him. And I think that the power of having a strong vision is that whenever you have a goal that's worth achieving, then it's going to come with significant struggle and challenge, and you're literally going to have to move mountains inside yourself and for people around you who may not believe in you fully, or they have their own fear, their own things that they're dealing with, and it can come across and it can pull you down. And so your ability to create a strong vision and strong belief in yourself and your music and that you're good enough is one of the most important things that you can do. And so this is a part of my daily routine is that I'll read through my vision map. And one important part of it here is the vision tank. It's almost like social proof for your own mind. And for me, when I started out as a musician, I had a ton of self-doubt and things that came up around who am I to teach this to other people? And you're like, yeah, like I did some stuff with my band, but I was just one member in the band and I've never taught this to anyone else. And there's a lot of, I've heard it called imposter syndrome. And every successful entrepreneur that I know and some of my greatest mentors tell me that this is something that doesn't necessarily just go away. And the more successful they become, you still can carry that feeling with you. And so kind of like taking a shower. It's not something you just do once. So it's all right, I'm good for the rest of my life. It's like, no, like you need to keep showering daily. That's what this process of recalibrating with your mission and with your vision is really all about. And so I'm going to share a template here that's sort of like a straightforward, streamlined version that you can use to start but creating one of these for yourself. And if you really want to geek out and you want to go all in on it, then you can do something like this where you have a vision tank and you can grab screenshots from your fans. For me, I toured for 10 years, living in my van, sleeping in Walmart parking lots, to releasing an album that hit number 2 on iTunes and touring worldwide for about 10 years. And at that moment, my vision tank would have been full of fans and people telling me stories about how our music helped them. In some cases, I even saw tattoos on people's wrists where they used to cut themselves and tell me stories about how our music helped them get through that. And so that's the kind of thing that makes it on the vision map. And for me now, my role has changed as I've become a dad and as I've become a mentor. Now I'm like a basketball player who's become a coach, right? I love the game. I'm always going to love the game. I still make music, but it's just not really my primary role anymore. And now my job is I'm a coach and I'm a mentor and I love this role and it's just a different part of my life. But because of that, my vision tank's going to look different than yours is going to look. And you'd want to replace this with the message that you get from your fans. They're talking about how your music's really helping them. For me, it's messages from the artists that we work with. This is the thing that probably fuels me more than anything else. And when I go back to that habit tracker and I fill in my stats for how am I feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, after I go through this process, the score always goes up by like 1 or 2 points per stat. So it's a direct state change, right? Just by going through this. So I would highly recommend that you start the process of creating a vault, right? Creating a vault of all of these things, all of these experiences, memories that are really about you overcoming challenge. I know for our son Xander, he just turned 4 years old and he was terrified of his swim lessons. He's learning how to swim and he did not want to go under the water. He was absolutely freaked out and terrified. But we kept going to the swim classes. And over the last couple of weeks, now he loves going in the pool. He loves diving in, even though it was scary at first. And this is definitely a memory that I'm going to keep drawing upon, right? So whenever Xander is afraid or there's something that he's scared to do, then I'm going to reference. I'm going to talk about, hey, do you remember that time that you were terrified of going into the pool and you did it and how awesome that was? You could do this too, right? And there's a ton of science that's gone into the effect of anchoring and priming ourselves. People were lifting weights before and after they were primed with certain words and they were able to lift more weights physically. There's so much power that you can tap into by going through this process. I recommend making like a list of affirmations as well. This is something that I know some people are not super into it, but this is something for me personally that really resonates with me. When I go through this and my mission and purpose, this really charges me. This plugs me in. And so I would highly recommend exploring this. If you can actually do some inner work and you can come up with all of the fear or the limiting beliefs, the things that you're afraid are going to cause you to fail, and you can get those on paper, and then you can reverse each of those things, and you can write beliefs and allow yourself to work through those and stay focused on why you can rather than why you can't. The wolf of fear and the wolf of love. And which wolf wins? The one that you feed. Right? And they're both fighting, and all of us have both of them inside of us. So the one that wins is the one that you feed. If you think you can or you think you can't, then you're right. Right? And it's so true. When it comes to who you are and your identity and your goals, so much of your success is going to come down to your belief in your ability to overcome any adversity and to stay with it if you do come across challenges and know that you can get through it. And so I think that this vision map is probably the number one tool that I can share with you to help you to do that. And so this template is a much more streamlined version of it. Just you write down a few of your top goals for the next year. Write down some of your biggest accomplishments that you feel proud of. Ideally things where you struggled or you had a challenge and you were able to overcome it. And grab pictures of some of your peak moments in your life that you can reflect on. And then start to capture screenshots. Start to get a vault of your messages coming from your fans. If you go through the virtual tour hacking process that we laid out in the 30 days of Q&A, and you start running these campaigns, I guarantee you're going to start getting messages every day from fans who are listening to your songs. And some of those fans are absolutely going to love it. And you might get messages from people who say, this absolutely blew my mind. This resonated so much. You might have saved my life tonight. Thank you so much. And this is probably what's going to fuel you more than anything else when you have those days where you wake up and you have some self-doubt, you have a troll, you have someone who says, like, you suck, your music sucks, or you just question yourself, do I have enough time to do this? Is this just a dream? Is this a pipe dream? Am I good enough? And going through here and staying connected with those people who love you and think your music is amazing and they're your super fans. This is what's going to keep you moving forward through the difficult times. All right, and with that, we're going to officially wrap up our 30 days of Q&A. I hope this has been valuable for you. This was definitely an example of me throwing my hat over the fence and doing something I felt uncomfortable with and kind of stepping outside my comfort zone. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be here with Modern Musician. We're doing so much. We have some awesome plans. So if you're in our community right now, then you just stay connected. We do a lot of live masterclasses. We do live events. And if you are interested in applying to work together personally and to work with our team, then if you go to our website, then there will be an application form. You can share some links to your songs. You can share a little bit about why you think you might be a good fit for our program. And otherwise, stay tuned for all the free resources. We have things that we're putting out on YouTube now and through every channel. So I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what your favorite video was from the entire 30 days. And if you have any remaining questions that you'd like to see me record a video about, then feel free to put them in the comments. And until next time, yeah!